Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, September the 3rd, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only legend of DFS, Mr. Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how are you on this wonderful Saturday?
I'm doing well, Coach. Just it's the first weekend of the full college football season. So excited about that. I'm gonna be watching the Razorbacks and the Badgers today, and keeping an eye on the Brewers every now and then. But I'm really getting frustrated with their offense. So
yeah, they definitely are not hitting the ball. There's no question about that. So who are you rooting for? Razorbacks, Badgers? Aren't those are both your teams, right?
Right. Yeah, I'll be watching both games. They're not playing each other. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you're going to be really in a quandary there.
No. If it were to be that way, I would be cheering for the Badgers. The Badgers are the first team. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, outstanding. Hopefully everybody starts filtering in here. I know going live here at 1:30, a pretty popular time. Starting to regulars are starting to get used to it, so that is a good thing. I'll tell you what though, I'll just jump right to the punch. Speaking of punch, I got punched in the gut yesterday. My lineups did not get it done. Really disappointing. It was the weather really created a distraction with the St. Louis situation. And man, it was frustrating at times, and I just did not get it done. So it's going to happen. The beautiful thing about DFS, though, is you just flush that and you come right back the next day, and everybody's got zero right now, and we build from there. And I do like the slate today, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I do too. I think it'll be a good one.
Excellent. Quick hello to those in chat. King of all trades wins the prize for being in there first today. And he also dropped right in there super vibes right off the bat. So doubly effective super vibes on the first one in there. JT's in there. Bankroll Theory. I'll be talking to you later. Bankroll Theory. Fear Money Entertainment LLC. I did fear money yesterday, that's for sure. Not fearing it today. I broke out the green shirt, Crash. Had to bring the money shirt back out.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully that works. Boy from Cali, what's up? Congratulations. Boy from Cali, though, with a takedown. So not everybody did poorly. We used a few, some of our plays and made a few shifts. Went with your buddy, Uncle Charlie Morton. Yep. One start too late for you, but congratulations, man. It was great to see that. Thanks for the shout out. We really, really do appreciate it if you use some of our plays or listen in and get a takedown. Throwing that up on Twitter really means a lot to us. We love that, and anytime that you can do that, like Boy from Cali did yesterday, we really do thank you for that. All right, Travis, how are you, man? Let's get it today. DePrince is in there. It's funny, DePrince poured, goes to show you when you're really busy sometimes. I screwed up with DePrince, has a week membership this week, and I thought for some reason he canceled, so I refunded him, and he's like, what's going on, man? I'm here for the week. So DePrince gets a free week on top of it. So this is like house money for DePrince. He's knocking it out. That's no doubt about it. All right, JT, what's up, man? Solo Frey, how you doing? Yep, awesome takedown for Mr. Cali himself. All right, hopefully we're getting a bunch of people in here. So let's set the table for today's podcast. Our goal is to try to stay within an hour, because I know yesterday we went extremely long, like an hour and 20 minutes. I got a lecture from Coach Mom, Crash. Coach Mom says, hey, keep these to about an hour. People don't have time for an hour and 20 with everything going on. So you know what? Coach Mom speaks. You got to listen. And so we're going to keep it a little more concise today and get through all the games. We're going to cover all 15 games like we always do. But the main focal point will be on the 9-game main slate that starts at 7:05. So we'll go through our picks and everything with that. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, Boom Fantasy. We saw a lot of people jumping in Boom Fantasy through Coach Talk here, and that's awesome. They are the best. Now, I'm in PA right now. I can't get it, but we did put the 26 states. We posted it in Discord. And I think, did we post it on Twitter? If we didn't, we'll do that. So there are a lot of states that you can play Boom Fantasy. And I'll tell you what, they're the best. They're going to take over this. You're going to hear them everywhere. And the cool thing is we're the first ones that they're sharing this with. So I absolutely love it. So fantastic. So check out Boom Fantasy. There's a link right with our bio here on Twitter and YouTube. So if you click that link, it gets you right there. You can download the app. We'll be giving you Boom Fantasy picks every day. Crash is in Arkansas where he can play it. So he'll be reading those lines and go over those for us as we put our picks. We're not going to totally turn our backs on Prizepicks, though. We know a lot of people love Prizepicks and have been doing well there. We'll continue to post plays for that. Also wanted to remind you, our super chats, if you are winning or you feel good, you want to donate anything to the super chat, it all goes to charity. Our man David Dulac, hello, he's in here today. He's picking charity number 1. So at the end of September, whatever goes into that super chat pool, that will go directly to his charity. And we'll have him put some information about that charity in here. He sent me some info and it's awesome. So it's really great. So we got the, other than that though, we're going to go over everything today. Get you ready for this entire slate. A lot of interesting choices. We do have some weather issues, unfortunately, though, that we're going to have to watch. There are 5 games that I have listed as to keep my eye on. The games in San Francisco, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to fade those games, but I'm saying that I have to watch them because we want to make sure if there's pitchers involved, if there's a delay, we don't want to take any chances there. If there's obviously a postponement, we want to make sure and fade those. The biggest concern I have of the 5 is the game in Cincinnati. That's the one that has the greatest chance of rain. So keep an eye on that. We'll be posting things in Discord. We'll be posting things on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. And also, we're going to do a 2 brains are better than 1. So we're going to get smoking here today. It really didn't do well yesterday like we wanted it to. We made a few changes because of weather. And so we want to bounce back and give you something. I would love to come in here and like 15 or 20 of us sharing a takedown, a big takedown from our 2 brains lineup on FanDuel. So that's our goals today. That's what we're going to be covering. And then we're going to give away 3 times. We're going to give away $10 PayPal. It's really meant for Boom Fantasy because we want you guys to try out Boom Fantasy. But because there's 24 states that don't have Boom Fantasy yet, they're coming though. We want to just let you use that $10 in PayPal. Now, I will say if there's anybody in here that won yesterday, not everybody claimed their $10. It's free money. You got to claim it. So all you have to do is when we choose your name, and it's going to be randomized by anybody that makes a comment in chat, you're all in a pool. We hit the randomizer 3 different times through the podcast. Somebody's going to win $10. Then what you need to do immediately, just go to at DFS Coach Talk on Twitter, send it and say, my name is Joe Smith and my PayPal email is this. And then bang, the $10 will be in your PayPal account before you can blink. So do that, claim it. We want to give it out for sure. The boy from Cali, thank you. $1.99 super chat. It goes to David's charity. That's awesome. We appreciate you jumping in with that. Let's see. Travis Duarte, Wainwright looking good today. Yeah, I'll tell you, Wayno's crafty. We're going to talk a little bit about him. If you have any questions throughout the podcast, throw them up here in chat and we will definitely get to them. How about if we give out $10 right now, Crash? Let's do it right out of the gate for those people that jump on early and get in there and do it. So, all right, I'm going to hit the button right now and we're going to do it. Boom. $10 RJ. RJ, you are the winner of 10 free PayPal dollars. And if you were just listening, like everybody hopefully was, all you have to do, go to at DFS Coach Talk and DM us your name and your PayPal email address, and that $10 will be in there. RJ, you already won. We haven't thrown a pitch yet today, and RJ is our first $10 winner. All right. In live chat what is that question? In this chat. Okay. Well, we're in this chat. Yes. If you're in this chat, you can win, if that's the question. All right. Are you ready to dive into this, my friend?
I am.
All right. I think I'm losing. I see your eyes drifting. You're about to take a nap. I'm going too long, and we got to get you. I know you got a lot going today, man.
I'm working on some Boom Fantasy stuff. So that's
I knew it. I could smell the wood burning there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 4:05, my friends. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and San Francisco Giants. The game is in San Fran, a comfortable 65 cool degrees, little swirling breeze out to left at 14 miles an hour, but that's not really a real wind in San Fran. It doesn't really count that way. 8.5 is the total. 4.42 implied for the Phillies, 4.08 for the Giants, and it is Noah Syndergaard, 9.5K. Thor is on the mound against Jacob Junis, 8.6K. So let's touch briefly on these games that are on the slate prior. We're going to be supplying some of these for our members, so we're going to be following and building lineups in these early slates as well. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this first game, Crash?
Well, I mean, I think Philly has to bounce back at least some. They just got smoked last night. So, but on the other hand, Junis has been good at times. So it's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm not sure which way I'm leaning in this game. Slightly towards Philly, I think, but wouldn't be surprised if San Francisco got another one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a toss-up for me too. I mean, it really is. The line in Vegas is Phillies minus 126. So even Vegas agrees. It's just the game could go either way. Syndergaard hasn't been, the Syndergaard of old since he's come back. So hard, I'm not going to stack either side here, but I am a little more interested in the Philly side. The lineup is already out. Schwarber, Hoskins, Bohm, Harper, Realmuto, Stott, Segura, Marsh, and Vierling. That's a good lineup, man. Yeah. And, the lefty bats are expensive. Schwarber's 5'6", and Harper's 5'8", so you got to pay the piper there. You can get a little, more balance with Stott at 3.5. And if you want to go down to Brandon Marsh at 2K, you can get some lefties in there or mini stacks. But I do like this Philly game a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Next one at 4:10. It's in Boston, 77 degrees. Beautiful day for baseball. No wind to speak of in Boston. 9.5 is the total. So Vegas expecting some runs here. It is a 4.32 implied for the Rangers, 5.18 for Boston. Dennis Santana, 4K, is the starter placeholder, whatever you want to call him, for Texas, against Brian Bello, who really did not get it done for me last go. So both lineups are out, and I'm looking at both of them. Not bad. Some great hitting up top, not as great at the bottom, but certainly a stackable teams on both sides.
Yeah, I like Boston a lot here. They're my favorite stack on the early slate.
Okay. Just anywhere in particular, or are you up top with that stack?
Yeah, I mean, I like Verdugo, Devers. Who else do I have in my line?
Probably Story.
Yeah, I don't know if I had Story right now.
I mean, you can't go wrong really anywhere.
Yeah, I think I like Seager on the opposite side, so I didn't have Story, but I definitely think he's viable. Yeah.
I like both sides here. I'm going to have more exposure to hitters in this game than any other game on the early slate. I like the stackability of both sides. And yes, there's expensive guys, but you can also find some cheap guys. Like with Texas, Simeon, Seager 5 and 5.5, and Garcia at the cleanup spot at 5.1 are expensive. Guy I like best though is Nate Lau at 3.9.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's having a phenomenal year. Nobody's talking about him, but have you seen his numbers? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Nathaniel Lau is having a season.
Mm-hmm.
And, you could go Mark Matthias is only 2.3K in the 5-hole. Calhoun, who sort of dropped off the planet, he's 2.5K in the 6-hole. So there's a lot of spots you can go and have a nice steady stack there that's not going to break the bank for Texas. And the same thing goes for Boston. Yes, Devers is 6-1. That one stings, and Bogarts is 5-4. But all the way around those guys, Verdugo's always underpriced. He's only 4K flat. JD's only 4.6. Story's only 4.4. And Christian Arroyo, who's batted really well this month, the month of August and into September, is only 2.7. So I will, in that early 405 slate for members, you'll see my build will have exposure to both sides. Who was it that I called yesterday? I saw 8 to 10 runs or something, and they scored 9 yesterday. I think this is the same kind of game where both sides could score 6, 7, 8 runs.
Yeah. Was it this game? Was it Boston?
It might have been. I remember saying 8 to 10, and there was 9. I thought, that's pretty good. Price is right. I win both showcases on that one. But I think the weird thing about this game is I think both sides could get that. I really do. This just reeks of an 8-7 game. The starters aren't that good. The bullpens aren't very good. Beautiful hitting weather there. I really like this game. I wish it was on the main slate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did too. For sure.
You know where I'll play this game? Yahoo All Day. I want you to know I've taken down 4 Yahoo All Day events in the last 10 days. That's pretty stout. If Yahoo is a good place to play, man. I'm telling you. All right. 6:10 Kansas City Royals, Detroit Tigers, 86 degrees in Detroit. Slight breeze blowing in from right center at 6 miles an hour. Vegas has this one set at 8.5, 4.15 for the Royals, 4.35 for the Tigers. Jonathan Heasley, 6.3K, takes the bump for the Royals. And on the other side, it's Michael Pineda, 6K. Craziness. We've got all those 2K guys on the Detroit side that make things work. Are you going to be looking at this game at all?
A little bit. I like Salvador Perez if he's in the lineup, which I don't know if he's going to be. He's been dealing with that injury, so we'll have to see if he's back in the lineup. But if he is, I do like Perez.
I don't think he's going to play for what it's worth, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Hunter Dozier's 4 for 8 with 2 home runs against Pineda as well. So you've got some good BVP matchup there too.
Yep. Yeah, not as great of a game for me. I'll one off here at best, no doubt. All right, we have 3 more games on the early side of things. The Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. That is a 6:10 game in Tampa in the Dome. 7.5 the total. 3.55 for the Yanks. 3.95 for the Rays. So Rays coming in as a favorite over the Yankees. They're minus 133 in this game. It's Clark Schmidt, 7K for the Yankees against Corey Kluber, the veteran, 8.7K for the Rays.
Yeah, this game doesn't have a lot of interest for me. I think that this is going to be pretty low scoring. I could see like a 3-2, 4-3 type game here. And I'm pretty much just avoiding this game altogether. I think the Yankees will probably be over-owned. And, I'm avoiding it.
Yeah, and don't play Schmidt. He's more of a placeholder kind of guy. He goes 3-4 innings tops, just really not playable in my opinion.
Yeah.
Certainly Corey Kluber can be, but I don't know how much you can pick the corners against the Yankees with some of those big bats. One mistake and it's out of the park. And Kluber does throw a lot of strikes. So I don't know. I don't quite have the faith in Kluber here, but I don't want to stack against him.
Right.
So I think you can go with a one-off here and there. I've been saying this for 3 days in a row, and I know he's eventually going to bust out of it, but Stanton doesn't look right to me. I mean, I know, he's got tremendous potential and upside, but I'd say I'm going to steer off of him for a while. If they do bat Oswaldo Cabrera up in the 2-hole, I think he's a really good steal at 3.1K.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, 6:35 crash. Toronto Blue Jays, Pittsburgh Pirates. We have an 8.5 total here. 79 warm degrees in Pittsburgh. No wind to speak of, so it's a hot game for a Pirates game. 4.76 implied for the Blue Jays, 3.74 for the Buccos. Trevor Richards, 4K for the Blue Jays. And my old buddy that I thought would be better than he ended up turning out to be so far in his career, young career, Roansy Contreras, 7.6K. Are you Blue Jays stacky like a lot of people are, or are you going to show some respect for the Buccos here?
I am going to show some respect for Contreras here.
Okay.
I think that there are a few bats for Toronto that I like, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to them because of what I have with my Boston and my Texas bats. So
right.
I'm kind of favoring that game over this game, and that's kind of what it comes down to for me. I do think that Michael Chavis, who's been really good against lefties, is a good play against Yusei Kikuchi.
Okay.
He's going to be the primary reliever for Toronto. They're going to open up with Trevor Richards, but he's not going to pitch very long.
No,
and
not
so
playable.
Chavis is like 266 or 5 or something against lefties with 8 home runs. So pretty good against lefties. So he would kind of be, I think, hopefully a low-owned home run on this slate.
Yeah, and I don't be surprised if the Pirates don't pinch hit. You know, I'm just not real comfortable with a lot of these bats for the Pirates.
Yeah.
So I just not that I respect Richards at all, or you know, the long man for the Blue Jays. So I mean, if you want to one-off a Pirate, you can, but this game just doesn't. You know, it's such a pitcher's park in Pittsburgh, even though the temperature's warm. And it's so expensive to buy up for some of these Blue Jays guys at the 1-2, especially.
I don't think Chavis will be pinch hit for. He wasn't when we were playing them. You know, the series I was just at, and he was in the lineup every day, and he wasn't getting pinch hit for. So yeah,
I'm with you. I sort of like Matt Chapman as my one-off, by the way, for the Blue Jays today.
Okay, yeah,
he's just a guy that I'd put a circle around. All right, let's get to this last early game so we keep this boat moving. Colorado Rockies at the Cincinnati Reds. A lot of fear of weather here, so we're watching this one closely for the early slate. It is 60% chance of rain crash at first pitch. That's not a good thing. Yeah, 75 degrees, no wind to speak of. Vegas has the total at 8, 3.81 for the Rockies, 4.19 for the Reds. Two sad sack teams here for sure. Herman Marquez, 7.9K. He usually gets some respect when he's not pitching in Coors. And I know one of your favorites, Nick Lodolo, the youngster, the lefty, 9.6K. Is that going to be your focal point on this early slate again?
Well, maybe not if it's going to be raining.
Okay.
It's pretty unlikely that they play. Is that right? Or
I wouldn't say that. I would say that it has the highest chance of rain of all the games. So we're going to follow it closely. It's too early. I mean, we're still 5 hours out from game time. We'll watch it on, everywhere. Let's just say it does play, Crash. Lodolo?
Yeah, if it does play. If it does play, I like Lodolo. I also like some of these lefties like Friedel and Fraley on the Reds against Martinez. I think those are going to be some strong plays. And you could even look at Colin Moran too. That's another lefty. But, I don't want to go too heavy on the Reds here. I think maybe 1 or 2 guys and then stack the Boston and Texas game will probably be my strategy if Perez is out.
Yeah. I mean, if this game rolls, I'm with you. I like Lodolo as well. Just strikeout potential, upside. We know Colorado stinks in general, let alone so much more away from Coors. But it is, the Great American Small Park there. So you never know, what you're going to get. Maybe, if I don't go Lodolo and the rain's an issue and the game is still going to play, you can go to a couple of pretty cheap bats for Colorado in the middle of that order with like a Rogers, Crone, Diaz, those kind of guys. On the Red side, the law firm of Friedel, Fraley, and Farmer, the 3 F names. Sounds like a law firm anyway.
It does, yeah.
But those guys are all playable and they're all cheap. I mean, Friedel's only 2.1. Fraley at 3.2. I don't think his price is adjusted very well. So
no, I know it has.
I think you can get some good bats from the Reds. Maybe two guys, pull them out of there and go with it from there.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, that is the early slate. That leaves us with the main slate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 games on the main slate as we're expecting. We think all 9 of these will go weather-wise. Let's do a quick let's check what's going on here. Let's see who else came in. Anybody? RJ, JT's in there. All right, Boom Fantasy. RJ's going to take this 10 and he's going to turn it into 1,000 at Boom Fantasy.
Wow.
Rodney Pollard, what's up, my friend? Timothy Feature, I think you're new. I have not remember seeing you in here. Welcome to the family. Same thing for Chris Thompson. Thompson, Thomsen. I've never seen it spelled that way. Very, very cool, though. David, you're in there still. Sean V, yo, boy, what's up, man? And what else we got here? Everybody else in here. Good group today. I think we'll grow as the pod goes on. Any questions, make sure to put them in there. If you want to join us, you can see the scroller at the bottom. We've got our NFL package. Can you believe next week is the NFL, Crash?
Well, I know. I've been looking forward to this. It's just getting closer and closer. And of course, you and I and Steve will be breaking down the NFL next week. And, I'm ready.
We're so lucky we've added Stephen Miller, who is a phenomenal football player in his own right, played Division I ball, finished up his career at Arizona State. Great insight into the NFL, knows a lot of players, strength coaches, all of that. So he and Crash will be our main NFL guys this year. So definitely jump in and join us for that. How about we give away $10 bill number 2?
Let's do it.
I'm going to click the button, spin the wheel, and make the deal. My Gundacker buddy, I always give him credit for that because he uses that. Okay, the winner, would you believe the winner is Da Prince?
Oh, wow.
Da Prince gets the dime as in a 10 spot. So Da Prince, definitely send us your, tweet us your PayPal address. We'll get that $10 to you today. Congratulations. We got one more 10 spot to give out. Hope that everybody that wins them are in states that they can play Boom Fantasy, because it is the place to be. And if you're watching live on Twitter or YouTube, in our bio, we have the Boom Fantasy. Just click on the link there and it'll take you right to it. So also, if you're watching on YouTube, we're trying to move up that algorithm. We're slowly getting there. We're getting bigger and bigger as far as people watching and joining us. But the way they can see us more is by clicking that thumbs up for us. If you can do that, takes a second. We bring these podcasts to you in front of the paywall 7 days a week. Also hit the subscribe button and the little alert in the upper corner. This way, you know when any of our podcasts post, and you're right on top of it. So anything else, Crash, before we dive into this that we need to remind people of?
No, I was trying to comment here in the comment box, and it won't let me. I don't know what's the deal with that.
Did we lock you out? Did you make a bad comment?
Somebody locked me out. Somebody let me back. I need somebody to let me back in the comments so I can. I
did not know what happened. That is weird. That is funny. All right. So what do you say we go right into this? How about we break down before we jump into this, let's break down the top stacks on the main slate coming up and the top pitchers. This way, when we start going through, we'll already have a reference point. So here we go. Let's talk first about top stack percentage as of this moment. We'll start with DraftKings. We'll talk DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo. Let's give you a snapshot of what that is right now. It's so spread out, Crash. I've never seen. Do you know there's not one team that's 10% or higher projection right now for top stack? Isn't that weird?
Wow, that is. So, Coach, what I was trying to say was if DePrince will DM me, I just sent him a DM.
Okay.
And we'll make sure he gets his $10 to his PayPal.
All right. Excellent. I don't know why you can't comment in there. That's really weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, the top stacks are all smushed together here of projections here. Dodgers, Baltimore, Milwaukee, Seattle, the Mets, Atlanta, all jammed together. As far as ownership so far, it's looking like your Brewers, number one, at against Bumgarner. So that's at 15%. Baltimore Orioles at 14 against Adam Oller. And then everybody else single digits, including the Dodgers. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Let's look on FanDuel. Let's do the same glance there at stacks and get a feel. Little projections a little higher for the Dodgers and Baltimore. Top stack potential right around 10%. Your Brewers right behind at 9%. And then 3 teams virtually tied, the Mets, Seattle, and Atlanta. And then as far as ownership goes, it looks like Baltimore is number one with FanDuel, tie for the Dodgers in Milwaukee, everybody else single digits. So there's no chalk stacks. I mean, it's when there's no cores or crazy Wrigley win game or something like that. I love when it's like this, really. And then Yahoo, let me hit that real quick. 11% for the Dodgers, 10.5 Baltimore. Your Brewers at 9, Mets 8.5, Seattle 8, Atlanta 8. And then ownership wise, it looks like spread out all over. Baltimore and Milwaukee at about 10. We've got Atlanta third though on Yahoo at 9, and then a bunch Seattle at 8, the Dodgers and Angels at 6. So no big heavy chalk anywhere to be found on the stacks.
I don't get how the hell anyone could stack the Brewers above the Mets right now. That's just mind-boggling to me. I mean,
I guess it's the pitching matchup, and they're due to break out, you know?
They are due to break out, but, man, we've scored 1 run in 2 innings and in 2 games, and it was a walk on a bases loaded. So, I mean,
they haven't had a hit with men on base in a while.
They haven't had a home run in 3 games, and they haven't had more than a extra base in the last 2 games. You know, they haven't had an extra base hit in the last 2 games. So,
oh my gosh,
yeah, all singles last night. They had like 9 hits, and they were all singles.
Not fun. All right, let's do this. Pitchers now, and then we're gonna break up every game by game. On DraftKings right now, it looks like, of course, Max Scherzer about 52%. Your buddy Corbin Burns 27, Dylan Cease 25, Adam Wainwright, Wayno's 23, Shohei 17, and Robbie Ray 11. Everybody else single digits. So no surprise there. Of course, Max, very, very chalky. FanDuel, Max is almost triple anybody else. He's 42. Corbin Burns 15. Ohtani 11. Cease only 8. And Wainwright's right below 8. So heavy Scherzer on the one pitcher site, FanDuel. And then on Yahoo, a little bit tighter. Scherzer still real high at 44%, but a lot of love for your buddy Corbin Burns. People are all over your Brewers today, man. 38% for Burns here, 28% for Ohtani. Wayno is 22%. Robbie Ray, Dylan Cease 18, and Luis Garcia makes an appearance at 14. So, you know, Scherzer's the chalk, deservedly so. And that gives you an idea of the numbers. Now let's get directly into breaking these down so we stay on our time as it works here. All right, Oakland and Baltimore is the first game. Taking a swig. 83 degrees in Baltimore. No wind to speak of. 8 is the total in Vegas. 3.13 for the A's. 4.87 for Baltimore. Adam Oller, 5K against Austin Voth, 5.2K. 2 not good pitchers. Certainly no interest for me on either pitching side, but is this going to be a hitting target for you, Crash?
I do like there's a couple plays I do like in this game on the Baltimore side. Okay. I like Urias and I like Odor, so kind of some value. But those are the two guys that I have circled for this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think hitting is the ticket here. I do like Boston a lot. I think
You mean
Boston,
Baltimore?
Baltimore. I
Yeah.
like them a lot, but they're not going to be one of my top 2 stacks, but I will have exposure. I mean, the thing is, Baltimore's gotten to the point now where they're expensive. Mullins, Rutschman, and Santander are all north of 5K now. So
Right.
you got to get a little bit, it's a little bit tougher. But where you can save money, like you said, Urias, who's been batting cleanups, only 3-1. Mountcastle's only 3-5. Gunnar Henderson, man, what a start for his career.
Yeah.
He's 2.8, so he'll be in a lot of lineups that highly owned today. Austin Hayes all the way down to the 7 hole, and then Odor and probably Mateo who can hit. So they have a really good hitting lineup. I like a little mini stack here of Baltimore for sure. And as far as the Oakland side, if you need a cheap bat as a one-off, maybe, but I'm not racing to roster any A's. Next one, 7:10, Washington Nationals and the New York Mets. It is 76 degrees in New York, slight breeze blowing out to left at 9 miles an hour. Vegas has this number set at 7.5. How about only 2.24 for the Nats?
Wow.
And 5.26 for the Mets. Patrick Corbin, the lefty, 5.4K against Mad Max. Only 10.9K, which to me is grossly underpriced.
Yeah. So we just now got the Kansas City lineup. There will be no Salvador Perez in the lineup, which, as you said, is not a big surprise. But
right.
Yep.
So go into this Nationals Mets game. For me, Max Scherzer, lock and load, free square, play him in everything. I don't care that he's chalky. There's how in God's name. I mean, I could spend 45 minutes telling you why Scherzer is the best play on the board.
Against the Nationals?
It's against his old team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a strikeout pitcher. He's going well. The Nats are terrible, on and on and on. And the fact that he's so highly owned, he's going to be in half the lineups or more. And then in single entries and some cash games, it's going to be even more than that. But you can't afford to chase those points. I'm just going to take him and go. I mean, I think he should be like 12-3 or 12-4 on DraftKings, and he's 10-9. Yeah. I mean, that's just giveaway. He's 11-2 on FanDuel, and he's 56 on Yahoo. So you got to pay for him.
Right.
I'm playing him across the board. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely the chalk cash pitcher on this slate. In GPPs, I might go a different route, but yeah, I think that in cash, you definitely can't fade Max Scherzer, in my opinion. Yeah,
if you're playing somebody heads up and they don't have Scherzer, put a circle around that person's name and challenge them a lot more in heads up because, I mean, he's a slam dunk to me. I don't see how you can avoid him. And then the Mets bats are going to be very popular. Are you loading up against Corbin?
Yeah, Patrick Corbin threw me for a second. I was thinking about Corbin Burns. I like Marte, Alonso, Canna, and Escobar are the top Mets for me. Yeah, they're my top stack as well. Yeah,
so hard to get away from them. Pete Alonso's my BVP play of the day.
He's mine as well.
Is he? 13 for 34 against him with 7 extra base hits. 5 of them are homers. He's walked 9 times. 1394 OPS, 882 slugging, 512 OBP, and a 382 average. I mean, Alonso's been hot. Corbin, not going well at all for him this season.
Right.
And just, cush spot for Alonso. He's the most, I think he'll be highly owned and deservedly so. And again, my lineup, I'm just going to let's say it as it is. It's going to be chalkier today than it normally is. And you guys know that watch this every day. I'm pretty contrarian as it goes. But there's some plays today I think you just have to slam them in and then just make sure that your secondary choices and your cheaper guy fill-ins are going to get it done because I think that's going to be the difference. So Raiders 7, how's it going, man? Nathan Feudy, great to have you in here with us for sure. What is the best stack, Dodgers or St. Louis on the main slate?
I would say the Dodgers.
For me, it's the Dodgers as well, and we'll go to that. When we get to them here shortly, but no question about it. Let's see. No Corbin Burns for me again. Sorry, Crash. Yeah, me neither. So I don't know what Crash is going to do. We'll find out when we get to it, though. All right. So in this game, Mets certainly, are in a great spot here. They're going to be one of my two top stacks. So I'm going to be all in. I'm looking at a 8-0, 9-0 win here for the Mets. I want to play the Mets wherever we can. I like the Mets on the run line. I like Scherzer. I like him in every lineup. I like stacking some of the Mets. And you can get to some Mets here that aren't going to break the bank. Yes, you're going to spend a fortune for Marte, Lindor, and Alonso. I get that. But I'm not going to put all three of them in the stack. I'm going to circle them with some Nimmo, some Canna, McNeil, Eduardo Escobar. You can get some guys in there to get, 3-4 deep with the Mets and feel pretty comfortable about it. So it's going to be a key game for me, Crash.
Yeah, for me too. The Mets, like I said, they're my top stack. So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Mariners and Guardians at 7:15. 82 degrees in Cleveland. Wind blowing out to right center, 7 miles an hour. Vegas totals 8. 444 for the Mariners, 3.56 for the Guardians. Robbie Ray, the lefty, 9.8K. Xavion Curry, the brother of Steph and Seth Curry. No, I'm just kidding. He is not related to the Curry brothers. It's Xavion XZAVION. So he would break the all-time record in Scrabble for most points in a name, having an X, a Z, and a V in there. Xavion Curry, 4K for the Guardians. What do you make of this game, Crash?
Yeah, this game, I do like Seattle a little bit, going up against Curry. He's a minor league call-up, and I think that they could have some success against him. I like Mitch Haniger. He's been really good against, the reverse splits against the right-handed pitcher. So he would probably be my favorite play in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I am not going to name Ray as my fade pitcher, but I would not take Ray against the Guardians just because Cleveland, they are a scrappy hitting team. They're a contact team. Yeah. They're good against lefties. I think the Guardians are solid enough here. They're not a stacked team for me because I do respect Ray enough to not stack them. But I think you can get a couple of one-offs from the Guardians. And same thing for Seattle. I don't expect Curry to go super deep for the Guardians. He's somewhat regarded in the Guardians. Did I say Indians for the first time? I haven't done that in a while. But the Guardians farm system, but enough that he's not like their top prospect. So I think you could go a one-off for certainly for the Mariners. Suarez's hot streak is now cost him because he's 5.6K and Haniger's jumped up to 5.4K. We were getting Haniger at 3.6 like 3-4 days ago. So definitely more expensive. And your buddy J-Rod, 6.3 at the top of that lineup. So it's not cheap for the Mariners. And I think their stack will be fairly owned. I'm not going to stack, but I wouldn't mind going one off there.
Yeah, on the Cleveland side, Ahmad Rosario has been pretty solid against Robbie Ray. So if you want a low-owned one-off, I think you could look at him.
Yep. All right, 7:15 Crash, Cubs, Cardinals. Another one of the games we'll watch the weather a little bit, but it should be okay. Only a 20% chance of showers during that game. 76 degrees in St. Louis, no wind to speak of. Only 7.5 for the total here. 3.07 for the Cubs, 4.43 for the Cardinals. Drew Smiley, the lefty, at 7.1K. Adam Wainwright, 7.8K for the Cards. This game's getting a lot of interest. A lot of people interested in stacking the Cardinals. A lot of people like Wainwright. Where do you stand on this game?
Yeah, Wainwright is my value pitcher. I mean, I know he's not probably technically a value pitcher on FanDuel, but on DraftKings, he definitely is at 7,800.
Yeah.
He's only allowed 2 runs or less in all 3 starts against the Cubs this year. So I like Wainwright in this matchup. And in real big GPPs, Drew Smyly hasn't been that bad against St. Louis at all either. So this could be a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, a lot of people are stacking the Cardinals. I know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would not.
I don't know. The Cardinals hit lefties pretty damn good.
They do, but I mean, like I said, they've against Smyly, he's been pretty good against them. I'm just saying. I mean, I get the whole thing about them against lefties. I usually smash the Cardinals against lefties, but
yep.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a low-scoring game, but we'll see.
How about the top 7 all righties probably against Smyly? Yeah. Edman, Carlson, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Pujols, O'Neill, DeJong. Those guys, that's 7 possible homers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not, there's a lot. I'm just worried about it as a full stack, but I'm also worried about fading it too.
Yeah. So it looks like he's only faced them once. He did face them in Wrigley on August 22nd. He had 7 innings, allowed 1 run, a home run, and 6 strikeouts. So,
yeah.
I mean, he was good in that start, but that doesn't necessarily mean he will be in this one. But I think it'll be lower scoring than people expect, though. I will say that much.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game as well. I'm not going to Wainwright. I'm not fading him, and I think he is underpriced on DraftKings, so I understand the ownership there. I just, I feel like there can be a few runs on both sides, not confident enough in stacking. And my home run call today happens to be on the Cubs side. I like Wilson Contreras to go deep. He's got really good BVP against Wainwright. He's, as far as power, he's got 4 extra base hits. 2 of those are home runs, and he's walked 7 times. So he sees the ball well out of his hands. 1003 OPS, 556 slugging, and 447 OBP. So just think if somebody catches him, I think it's Contreras that could take him deep as a super low owned type of home run call for me today.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it could easily be O'Neill, Arenado, and Pujols and Goldschmidt all go deep, So I get the whole thing about stacking them, but I just don't feel like this is going to be the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I'm just split decision there. So a one-off here and there for the Cardinals, and same thing for the Cubs, at least for me, which could be a little contrarian for that game.
Yeah, especially if their ownership is projected to be that high. I think so.
All right, 7:15, we have the Twins at the White Sox, 76 degrees in Chicago, left to right wind 12 miles an hour, 7.5 total, 3.50 for the Twins, 4 even for the White Sox. The return of Tyler Mahle is back, 8.2K for the Twins against Dylan Cease, 9.1K for the White Sox.
Yep. Let me see what I have here for this game.
Well, I'll start off for you. Dylan Cease is my second pitcher today. I'm not going to give a value pitcher. I didn't like any. I'm buying up to Scherzer and Cease. I think Cease is in a great spot here. I don't respect really the Twins offense at all. Since Buxton went down for the season, I just think there's a lot of outs in that lineup. I think Cease is going to be lower owned than he should be. He's 9,100 on DraftKings, which I think is very fair. He is an expensive 10.9 on FanDuel and 50 on Yahoo. So he's expensive, but there are so many hitters that are low priced and value hitters. I'm going up to Scherzer and Cease. I want that secure aspect of pitching tonight, and I think Dylan Cease is in a smash spot here. Don't be surprised if Dylan Cease is the highest pitching score on the slate today and on main slate in fantasy. Okay.
I'm not as strong on Cease, but I don't think he's a bad play by any means. But we'll have to see what happens. I like Max Kepler on the other side though.
Okay.
He's a pretty good bet for a home run. He's not my home run call officially, but I think that he has a pretty good chance. He's 6 for 18 with 3 home runs against Cease. So
yeah. And Molly, I think, I'm not sure how deep he goes. I did read something from a beat writer saying that the manager said he probably isn't going to go real deep in this game because he's just coming back.
Yeah.
So I would not go to him at this point. But certainly we'll keep an eye on him. I'm sure once he gets stretched out, he was pitching great before he went down. So
yeah, I like Sheets and Grandal on the Chicago side. A good call on Grandal last night. He hit that home run for us.
Thank you. Yeah, that was thanks to Deb. Deb was on Grandal the other day, and I've been watching him. I knew he was due and cheap and low owned, so that was a good one. I doubt I'm going to have any bats here, Crash. I mean, I respect Molly, even though he'll go less innings.
Yeah,
and they have a few decent guys out of the bullpen, so a one-off for the White Sox wouldn't be bad, but they're not priced great. And I think Cease is in a dominant spot, so I won't have any Twins.
Yeah, with Cease's ownership on DraftKings, I think that I might look at Kepler over there, but I may not have anyone from either side in this game on FanDuel. So
I'm with you. How about a quick check? Anybody else jump in here? No, just a lot of people chatting. So that is a good thing. Thank you for the regulars that are in there. We got our main group back.
Yeah, I still can't chat. I don't know.
You still can't chat?
I can't.
I don't know why that would be. I have no idea what the deal is there, but I will take a look at it later. All right, let's keep rolling. We have 4 games left. We have a 2 Brains lineup, and we're going to go over an hour by not hopefully that much, but we're trying to keep it within reason. 4 games remaining. The first one is the Miami Marlins at the Atlanta Braves. Big favorite here with the Braves. This is the other game that I'm a little concerned on the weather. So we're going to be following this closely as we have been. Pop-up showers, very possible. This seems ridiculous, but it says 68% chance of rain at first pitch. So big concern here. 80 degrees in Atlanta. 8's the Vegas total, 3.5 implied Miami, 4.5 Atlanta. Edward Cabrera at 8K against Bryce Elder at 7.6 for the Braves. What do you got?
It's hard to go against the Braves here with what happened last night with Alcantara. If they can do that to him, I would think they could get to Cabrera. Cabrera's been pretty solid, but he did struggle quite a bit in his last start against the Dodgers. So, I don't know. Do you think he's going to bounce back here, or do you think that is a sign of things to come, the way he struggled against the Dodgers? Or
I don't know. I'm not stacking in this game. I'm surprised the Braves aren't a higher owned stack, to be honest.
Yeah, they probably should be. Yeah.
I was very surprised that they're not, but I don't feel good about this game. I don't like the weather scenario to boot. And when I don't like a game much, I'm not real high on the pitchers. Certainly would never stack the Marlins against if you were pitching.
No.
And the Braves, you can stack, but you got to break the bank to do it. 6-1, 5-5, 5-8, 5-4. That's Acuna, Swanson, Riley, Olsen. So if you do that, you're pretty much broke.
Right.
So I'm just a one-off for Atlanta is all I would do in this game. That's just me.
Yeah.
All right. We have this lousy Brewer squad going against the Diamondbacks. I'm just messing with you. 8-10 in Arizona. Roof closed. 8's the total. 4.60 for the Brew Crew. 3.40 for the D-backs. Everybody's jumping on the Brewers today, and Corbin Burns, 9.6K. Madison Bumgarner, the lefty, 5.6K for the D-backs. I don't know, man. Brewers against lefties have been rough. I know that they're getting all this stackability ownership on all the sites, but you're not buying it?
I'm not. In fact, Corbin Burns is my fade.
Wow.
And that's strictly based on ownership.
Wait a minute. I got to do this as we always do. Yes. Oh, they've extended. Yeah. Okay. They extended your suspension from the Brewers fan club by a month.
Even though I came to see him.
Even though you were there, you didn't go down the slide like you promised you were going to do, and now you're suspended. So
I only had like 2 chances to go down the slide anyway. It was on Monday.
Man. Yeah, really. Exactly.
Yeah, only 2 home runs. But yeah, the Brewers offense has been bad, and they've been worse than bad against left-handed pitchers. So I do have one Brewer that I like, and that's Hunter Renfro. He hasn't hit a home run in a while. He's 7 for 21 with 3 home runs against Bumgarner. So I do think that Hunter Renfro has a really good chance of hitting a home run. And maybe the Brewers win, but it's tough. They're not playing well. The Diamondbacks have actually won 8 of their last 10 games, so it's not
I'm telling you, they're playing good ball.
Yeah. So yeah, all those combinations of factors. Brewers ownership is too high to me. I don't really get it. I mean, against the lefty, which has been their nemesis all year. McCutchen and Renfro, those guys can hit lefties, and that's about it. So
yeah, I'm not on this game. This is probably the most contrarian piece of my lineup today, which is a little more chalky than normal, but I won't be stacking the Brewers, and I'm not going to be on Burns. One off for McCutchen maybe on the Brewers side for me, but that's it.
Yeah, all of a sudden I can post again.
So that's it. The Brewers. It was the Brewers. They're scrambling your feed.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, 2 games left.
Yeah.
9:07. We've got the Astros Angels. So we got 2 games in LA, Angels game and Dodgers game for the last 2. It is supposed to be, are you ready for this one? 96 in LA tonight.
Wow.
So major hot streak there in LA. It's never that temperature unless this is a mistake. Is that correct? I'm seeing 96 at game time. That's nuts.
That's in Dodger Stadium or Angels?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that's the case, look out for the hitting. I mean, I'm taking it at face value. I'll double check it, but you barely see it in the 80s. It's usually in the upper 70s in LA. So if it's really that hot there, that could have a big effect.
So it says 91 at Angel Stadium. And it says
definitely 94. Hotter in LA.
94 Dodgers. Yeah.
So look out, and wind blowing out to left center at 10 miles an hour in both stadiums with temperatures in the 90s. So maybe get out the bats. Let's rethink these LA games a little bit. I can tell you right now, the Dodgers are one of my 2 stacks anyway.
Yeah, the Dodgers and the Mets are my 2 stacks too. So, and they probably, let me see. Yeah, I mean the Dodgers are number 1 right now.
Yeah,
the Mets are 4th though. They're too low to me. I'm probably gonna lean in on the Mets then. So
yeah. And I think you won't see much ownership for hitters, I don't think, against Houston and LA, because Ohtani and Garcia is not bad, but with the temperature that hot and the wind blowing out, man. So let's look at this Angels game first. It's 8 total is all 3.81 implied for Houston, 4.19 for the Angels. And you've got Luis Garcia, 7.6K against Shohei at 10.5K. And Crash, Shohei is my fade pitcher today.
Yeah, I haven't really liked the way he's looked lately. I've watched him pitch the last couple of times, and he hasn't been throwing up the huge numbers like he was earlier this year. So I totally get the fade. I mean, it's a good team,
The reason I'm fading him is Houston hits the ball well against lefties. They're a good hitting team in general. Righties. I'm sorry, righties. Yeah. Shohei pitched 109 pitches last game against Toronto. That's his season high. And the game before that against lowly Detroit, he got smacked. So, like you said, I don't think he's super sharp. I mean, the guy's got to be getting a little tired. I mean, you can't be one of the best home run hitters and best pitchers in the league and not run out of some gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he was good. He was good against Toronto in his last start.
But 109 pitches.
Yeah, 109 pitches. But yeah, against Seattle and Detroit, and Oakland, he had a 32 fantasy point game against Oakland on August 3rd. So
I think, I think he's a good fade here. I'm going to have some ownership to some of these Houston bats. Pena, if he's in the 2-hole, again, I've mentioned him. I like him up in that spot. And you certainly, if you want to spend up for a one-off of an Alvarez or Bregman or Tucker or Altuve, all those guys I think are in play. Again, they're expensive, and you hate to spend a ton on hitter salary against an Ohtani in case he is on. But I think you can have some one-offs for Houston. And then on the LA side, without Ohtani as a bat that you can play, certainly you can go to Trout at 5.3, which is fair. But after that, it's hit or miss all over the board there, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. I agree. Yeah, Ohtani does have, just looking this up, he does have some really good numbers against Houston this year. So maybe that's another reason to avoid him, because he's probably going to be due for some regression against them, because I
would think so.
Pretty strong lineup to be, 60.
Plus the temperature and the wind blowing out isn't going to help.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the wind and the weather. Yeah, the heat. Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go to the last game. We got the Padres at the Dodgers, feature game 9-10. Again, super hot. Wind blowing out. 8.5's the total there. 3.35 implied for the Padres and 5.15 for the Dodgers. I'm excited about this game because I've been picking on Sean Manaea, the lefty, at 6.6K. The Dodgers ate him for lunch the last time. I think they're going to do it again. Julio Urias, the lefty, at 8.7K for the Dodgers. So, again, I'm going to try to, smash in as many Dodgers as I can. I'm going to get, a little bit sparse with the pricing, 6.4 for Betts, 6K for Turner, 5.7 for Freeman. I can't afford all of them, but a Will Smith at mid-5s, and then Justin Turner, Chris Taylor, Trace Thompson, those guys are very affordable. So you can find a middle stack there, 3, 4, 5, 6, something of that nature. I think that makes perfect sense. Or if you want to go up to like a Betts and then jump down to like a Freeman, Taylor, Thompson, something of that nature. But I think you can really feel comfortable with some of these right-handed sticks, and even Freeman against Manaea, I think is a fine play. I'm not afraid of the lefty there.
Yeah, he's 2 for 5 with a home run against Manaea. Freeman is, so you can definitely go there. Betts has the best BVP of anyone on this team against Manaea, and then I like the Trace Thompson call. I think that's a good value play. He's been really good against lefties. He's been pretty good in general, so I like Trace Thompson here as a value.
Yep, and I'll be stacking the Dodgers all over the place. All right, anything else in we're all slacking on that up at this. Okay, excellent. Thank you, guys. Any other questions in there, let us know. All right, let's give our Boom Fantasy plays of the day and our Prize Picks plays of the day. We're mixing them together. I can't yet see the Boom Fantasy. I'm working with the guys at Boom Fantasy because I can't play it in PA, but I want to be able to see it to give out our picks. So they're working on that technicality, and they're going to give me that. So I'll give you my picks, Crash. If you can tell me the Boom Fantasy number, I'll give you the Prize Picks number, because I have 3 plays that I'm going to give out today on the podcast that I like on both sites. First one is Shohei Ohtani under 7.5 strikeouts. Again, I think a little gassed for him. I think that, 5 or 6 strikeouts is what I have him projected at against a good Houston team against righties, and the heat and all of that. I'm going to go under Ohtani. Is that on Boom as well?
Ohtani on strikeouts?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Sorry to put you on the spot here, but we'll get this straightened out with Boom for Monday.
7.5.
Yep.
That's what they've got on Boom.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. That's my first pick. What's your first play?
Under on that one?
Under.
Okay. Prize Picks or Boom?
Both.
Okay, so on Prize Picks, I've got Adam Wainwright over 33.5 fantasy score. As I mentioned, he's only allowed 2 runs or less in all 3 starts against the Cubs this year. Okay. And then my other play on Prize Picks is going to be the over at 7.5 for Pete Alonso. I like him a lot tonight against Patrick Corbin.
Yeah,
And then
that's my second play on Prizepicks too.
Okay.
7.5 over fantasy score Pete Alonso.
Yeah, and then over on Boom Fantasy on the actual app, I like the pick'em toss-ups and the matchups instead of the over-under. And
Okay.
I'm just doing something a little different here. I like Pete Alonso total bases versus Starling Marte.
Okay.
I like Tyler O'Neill total bases versus Wilson Contreras. I know you like Contreras, but I think Tyler O'Neill's a tough play too. He's been red hot. So
okay. You're lucky I don't pull out a side bet on you here. I don't want to scare away any members with
I'll do it if you want.
Okay, let's
Contreras
go.
versus Tyler O'Neill. Okay.
You got it.
All right.
I'll take Wilson Contreras. You have Tyler O'Neill, and we got the clean dome for Monday's podcast.
Yep. I just shaved mine today.
Oh, man. All right. The bet is on. I'll tell you, Boom Fantasy, if you haven't done it, get there. Give it a shot. It is fantastic. We have a link attached here everywhere on our website if you want to go there, but here on Twitter or on YouTube, so you can catch those there. My last play, by the way, is Dylan Cease fantasy score over 38.5. Again, I love him today. I think he's gonna challenge Scherzer for the top score on the slate overall. I have him projected at 43, and the number I got on Prizepicks is 38.5.
So you've got Ohtani, Alonso, and Cease, right?
That is correct. Ohtani under, Alonso and Cease over.
Okay, and Cease is 38.5
on Prizepicks. Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're good to go. Two brains are better than one. We're an hour and 7 minutes. Coach Mom's going to be cracking the stopwatch on me here, so we got to get this going.
Okay.
Two brains are better than one. GPP. Do you want to give out the third $10 first?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Let's do that. Let's hit the wheel. Bang. Raiders 7. You are the third winner of the free $10. Congratulations. Send us a DM at DFS Coach Talk on Twitter. So we have 3 winners today. So I'm expecting 3 DMs. Do you remember who the 3 winners are? DePrince, and he won. Raiders 7 was a winner. And our first winner was RJ. So those are the 3 $10 winners. PayPal will send them to you this afternoon. We would love if you'd give a shot at Boom Fantasy. See if you can win something there. If your state doesn't have it, there's 26 states. It's listed on Twitter and on our website for where you could play. If not, enjoy the $10 and turn it into some big money. All right, here we go. 2 brains are better than one. FanDuel.
You got the first pick, Coach.
I do have the first pick today. I am going to take this. The reason this is a GPP. I know I said take Scherzer in every contest, everywhere, no matter what, and I can't go against what I said. As much as I want to take Dylan Cease here, I'm still going to take Max Scherzer because I think that's the best play, and I want to stand by what I said. Play him in everything.
Okay. I don't mind that at all. I will take Mark Canna in the outfield.
All right, Deb must have got to you. Deb got to you.
Yeah.
Deb has a thing for Mark Canna. It's not even funny. I'm going to go Pete Alonso.
Okay.
So now we got to get skinny. We're 28.33 a body.
Trace Thompson, 2,600 in the outfield.
You're a big Trace Thompson guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tough. All right, I'm going to go, since I've got the dome bet on this, I'm going to go ahead and spend the money. $3,200 utility player, Wilson Contreras.
Okay.
Because he's going yard.
Yeah. I'm going to take I bet he's going to be in the lineup today. I'm going to take Esteury Ruiz at min price at second base.
Okay.
We need the money, so.
Yep, Milwaukee's Ruiz. Hopefully he's in. And if we do make any changes because of weather or lineup changes, we'll post it in Discord for our members and on Twitter for our non-members. Okay. Let's see. I got to get a little skinny here on some of the pricing. I'm going to go down and take, let's see. Let me just double check this again. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Gunnar Henderson, 2,600.
Third base.
Shortstop.
Shortstop. Okay.
2,600 at shortstop. I mean, he's going to be over 3K in a matter of a day or two. So
batting fifth. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, this kid's the real ticket. Their team is. I want to be an Orioles fan. I told you.
Yeah. They're
what an up and coming team.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was batting 8th the other day. That's why I was saying he's batting 5th. That's good. 3,300
a guy. So we're back in the riches here.
So we got 4,200 now because I went with Eduardo Escobar at third base.
Eduardo Escobar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that gives me $4,200 for an outfielder?
Yeah. Knock yourself out, coach.
Starling Marte.
Okay.
I'm going to take him. That goes into my Mets stack. The only thing we didn't get any there was the Dodge. Oh, we got Trace. We got one Dodger.
Mm-hmm. We got
all
Trace.
Right, here's our two brains are better than one lineup for Saturday, September the 3rd. Max Scherzer, Pete Alonso, Esteury Ruiz, Eduardo Escobar, Gunnar Henderson, Mark Canha, Trace Thompson, Starling Marte, and Wilson Contreras. There you go, man. We got it locked in.
New York or bust.
New York or bust. All right, everybody. I don't see any other questions in chat. Thank you so much. We kept it pretty much everybody grew the group as we went. We cut it to 112. That's a decent amount of time to get everybody through and in to build those lineups. We'd love to have you join us. DFSCoachTalk.com. Jump in, take advantage of that NFL offer. 3 payments of $65 gets you everything we have all the way through January 13th, 2023. And again, thank you for any of the super chats in there that go to charity. And we certainly appreciate all of you. We'll be looking for those 3 winners to send us a message, and we'll get that $10 out to you. I'll be solo tomorrow, and we're going to give away a couple big prizes. We're going to give away a $25 winner like we do every Sunday. And we're going to give away, are you ready for this, Crash? A 1-month membership of Coach.
Ooh, nice.
$75 value. So 2 big things that we're giving out there. Thank you, Benny Hanna. We appreciate you and appreciate everybody listening in. So thank you so much. We definitely, at least for me, I'm bouncing back today with a vengeance. I'm ready to knock them out of the park. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Crash, thank you. Enjoy your day tomorrow. And then we'll be back. You'll be Dome again on Monday, I think. And we'll be back for that one. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening in. We appreciate you and have a fantastic Sunday. We'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and Boom Fantasy.